to be a woman, what it means to like find your voice. All of these things were not discussed. I feel that finally I'm stepping into the shoes that I was meant to wear. Let's celebrate the broken bits, and in fact, as human beings, we're neither entirely black nor white. Success is a very fickle mistress. Financial independence is one of the keys to being able to make more choices.
What made her write the book now?
but okay, so that's one of the first questions that you were getting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know that there's ever necessarily the perfect time to write.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
But I have to share that, of course, being of half Bengali lineage, for me, I was first of all brought up with this idea that the apex of human achievement is to write a book, is words and literature and poetry and all of that.
Yeah.
And I've kept that alive in me, that idea and that spirit, and it must be just embedded in my blood. And the second thing that perhaps a lot of people don't realize about me is I've only ever wanted to write. Yes. So I feel that finally I'm stepping into the shoes that I was meant to wear. So Close to the Bone is, the title of the book also is kind of symbolic for me. And it came to me just one day. I actually wanted to call my book More Beautiful for Having Been Broken. But More Beautiful for Having Been Broken also refers to my life philosophy, which is drawn from this beautiful Japanese art of Kintokusoi.
Yes.
And it's the art of actually repairing broken ceramic with gold. Or we want to repair it in such a way that you don't see the cracks, that it looks exactly as if it were new. Hide everything. Yeah. And whereas the Japanese philosophy is, let's celebrate the broken bits, and in fact, let's celebrate it so much that let's highlight it with gold and line it with gold. This idea of self-worth. And self-worth, self-love, of course, so many other really important emotional states. And not just about ourselves externally, but internally. How do we see ourselves? So I want to share that it's something that I struggled with when I was young. And there were many reasons for it. And that's why I also wrote a book about it. And I think it's something that a lot of young women struggle with. That you are valuable. Yeah. That you are valuable in and of yourself, even without doing anything.
On one hand, you're doubting, you're questioning yourself in the book that, am I really worth it, or is this really me?
Yeah.
And on the other hand, you're going and you're doing multiple projects internationally.
I also believe that as human beings, we're neither entirely black nor white. We're complex. We have a lot of we have a whole palette of colors inside of us, and personalities, actually, even personalities, at the risk of sounding, schizophrenic. But I think that we all embody many different aspects. At the same time, I also had a strong faith, so I was seeking a very strong spiritual tradition. So there's many different things happening simultaneously. And as much as I've gone through difficulties and obstacles and failures, etc. Fortunately, at this stage in my life, I know myself well enough that I don't push myself. I've never been a networker. I've never been someone that feels like I have to go out there and socialize for professional reasons. I find that very draining.
So in 2016, the percentage of working women was 36%. Globally, the percentage is 50%. In 2018, the percentage dropped to 24%.
Really?
Yeah. And what would you have to say to that?
Financial independence, is one of the keys to being able to make more choices in your life. So we're talking about choices. So for a woman, an educated woman to choose to work, perhaps after marriage, is a very powerful choice and an important choice, right? And I think that I hope that more women would be exercising that. Also, let me just say that rebelling or finding your voice is maybe a softer way of saying it. I'm seeing so many great, like, young, dynamic women who are coming from all over India to Bombay, say. I'm just talking about my personal experience and what I'm seeing. Coming to Bombay and reinventing themselves, leaving behind their safe family kind of environments and saying, I want to become a stylist. I want to become a director one day. So I'm going to rough it out and become an assistant director. That's super brave. So I'm seeing, that's a huge trend. To make the choices that you want in your life and pay the price for them is a blessing, even though society will make you feel otherwise. That is a blessing. So make your choices, stand by them. So I try not to judge my experiences. I try to invest in the process and not just always about the goals. And I've learned, even as an actor though, so if you don't enjoy every single moment that you're working, you don't enjoy the process, you're screwed. I don't understand, what sort of real happiness you can actually derive from it. Because success is a very fickle mistress. Success is very tempestuous. But if I could mentor, I still would probably tell the 16-year-old, I would teach her a lot more about self-love. Which is why I made it my mission now. I realize that my mission today, one of my biggest jobs, is to make self-love and defying the odds.
Feministaa Media is creating India's largest ecospace for the most powerful and ambitious working women. To support us and our content, please like, share and subscribe.